Namaste everyone. Hello, I'm Jenny from JD Inner Vibes, and tonight I'm going to demonstrate for you a gentle Hatha yoga class. For tonight's session, it's going to take about an hour or perhaps a little bit over an hour. So you'll need to set aside that amount of time if you wish to complete the class tonight. So what we'll be doing is going through a sequence of asana movements, both for strengthening as well as for stretching, and doing it in a Hatha yoga style, which means that we're emphasising relaxation elements and using our breath to mindfully work the postures, moving into them, holding them, and moving out of them using the breath. And I'll show you how to work in the most efficient way using the breath. Also tonight, you might consider having with you, apart from just the yoga mat, a couple of little props that might assist you. And the props that I'm referring to are, first of all, a cushion. So for some of you, that might be handy for perhaps supporting underneath the bottom, or perhaps underneath your knee for certain movements that we'll be doing. So it's good to have it handy so that you can use it if you need it. You may not need it, but please just have it handy in case you need it. The other thing that we'll be working with tonight when we do our lying down part of the session is we'll be using a bolster. Now this is a yoga bolster that we'll be using for support, and we'll be doing some restorative bolster work tonight. If you don't have a bolster, then something that you can roll that's got a little bit of support, it's just going to elevate your bottom a little bit. Perhaps another rolled up yoga mat if you have a second one, or perhaps a couple of towels rolled around each other so that you can use that for support as well. So there are some of the supports that you'll need: your mat, your bolster or extra rolled up device, and also a cushion. So if you like to just stop the video and get those supports for yourself, and then you can come back and switch the video back on again. So the first thing we're going to do is just a gentle sequence of releasing, loosening up movements. So I usually like to just start by spreading the feet a little, doing a few loose swings. So this will just loosen the spine up and prepare the body for the slightly stronger movements that we'll be doing throughout the class. So after you've done a little releasing swing, then standing with the feet about hip width apart and releasing the shoulders. So a little bit of shoulder shrugging, lifting the shoulders up and down. And then finally bringing your shoulders towards your ears and gently and slowly roll your head from side to side and front and back. So we just loosen the neck up gently, and then reversing and doing that circling movement the other way as well. And then bringing your head back to the centre and let the shoulders relax back and down. And then bringing your arms out in front of you, taking a slow deep breath in, extending the arms to the side. Exhale, crossing over the arms, clasping your shoulders, giving the shoulders a good hug. Another deep breath in, expanding the chest, and then on your exhalation, crossing the other way with your arms. Once again, clasp your shoulders, hugging gently. And then loosen the clasp a little bit, so you're just relaxed and holding the shoulders. And we're going to do a sideways figure of 8 movement. This is a really nice releasing movement for your spine. And also if you're moving your arms a little bit too, you're getting a little bit of a shoulder stretch at the same time. So we're doing an infinity symbol with movements of the body and the arms. And then reverse the direction, just drawing that infinity symbol in the other direction, nice and slowly. And then coming back into the center position, breathing in again, so expanding out to the side. Exhale, relax the arms beside you, and coming into mountain posture or Tadasana. So first of all, I'd like you just to check that your feet are parallel and hip width apart, drawing the muscles up through your legs, gently tucking the bottom and tummy in towards your spine, and then lifting up the shoulders, bring them towards your ears, roll them back, let them relax down gently. Your chin should be parallel to the ground and just tucking it back a little bit. And so we are now in Tadasana, and from here we're going to do some spinal movements. These are very gentle, loosening movements. With your hands on your thighs, take a deep breath in. On your exhalation, moving slowly over the right side, so you're just sliding your hand down the thigh and opening the chest a little. Breathing in, slowly coming back up to centre, and then exhale as we go in the other direction, nice and slowly, gently, just as far as you can, don't strain. Breathing in, coming up slowly, back to the centre, and then bring your feet just a little bit wider, turning palms out. So you could do another sideways movement. This is just a bit stronger. Taking a deep breath in, raising your arms, bring the palms together, and then exhale as we go over to the side again, just as far as you can without straining. Breathing in, so a little bit of core work as we come up, and then exhale as we go to the other side and hold. Breathing in, coming back slowly to the centre. On your exhalation, lower your arms gently down, and then bringing your feet back so that they are hip width apart again, into mountain posture, just checking bottom and tummy tucked in. Place your hands on the front of your thighs. So we're going to move into a gentle forward bend and then into a little back bend. Taking a deep breath in. On your exhalation, begin sliding the hands down the legs and your upper body following. So you can bend your knees a little if you need to, and you just go down to whatever position feels comfortable to go down to. And then if you feel comfortable, just relaxing the arms and the hands away, lifting the buttocks a little bit more, taking some deep, slow breaths in and out. And then inhale, coming up slowly. So again, if you want to, you can bend your knees a little to come up, especially if you have any lower back problems at all. Bring your hands onto your lower back area, supporting that area, and then bending the knees, tucking your tailbone forward, tighten the buttocks. Breathing in, raising your right arm, so we're going to slowly look up, or you can look forward if you have any neck problems, and then taking upper body back gently, so we're just doing a very gentle back arch. On your exhalation, come up slowly, hands back to thighs, and then folding forward again, so we're going to do that forward bend again. If you need to bend your knees, you bend them coming down to whatever position is comfortable, lifting your buttocks, and taking some deep breaths. Breathing in, sliding the hands up, gradually uncurling the spine. Slowly return back to centre, placing your hands on your lower back, bending your knees, tuck the tailbone forward, tighten the buttocks, and this time bringing the left arm up, slowly looking up if you can, arching back a little with your upper body, very careful of necks, keeping your neck in line with your spine. And then exhale as we come up gradually, bringing the arm down, place your hands on your waist and gently rotating your bottom, so we just loosen and releasing into the lower back area. And then reversing the direction. It's just nice, relaxed movement, coming back to the centre, bending your knees. We're going to do a little bit of work on the legs and the feet. So first of all, rolling the top of the left foot over and give it a little stretch, pressing up to the toes, a little bit of a massage. Coming onto the ball of the foot, so just pressing down and then rotating gently into your ankle area, and then reverse the direction. Give the foot a little bit of a shake out, and pressing the heel, give it a little bit of a squeeze on the floor. And then coming back, and we'll do the other foot. So bending the knees first, and then rolling over to the top of the right foot, press firmly. If you do have any kind of foot or ankle issues, you can modify these movements if you need to, pressing the toes, and then coming onto the ball of the foot, rotating the ankle, and then reverse the direction. Lifting your foot, give it a shake, a little bit of a press to the heel. And then coming back, and we're going to do a little bit of work on the lower part of the legs, just bringing the feet out so that they are hip width apart. Make sure that you are nice and straight, bottom and tummy tucked in, hands on the waist. Breathing deeply. On your exhalation, start to roll to the insides of the feet as we bend the knees and bring the knees together. Try and tuck the tailbone forward, stay nice and straight. If it feels a little bit of work on the ankles and the inside of the calves. And then inhale, coming back to centre, and then gently roll towards the outsides of the feet. Inner arches lifted, bottom and tummy tucked in. So again, we're stretching the calves, stretching the outsides of the feet as well. And then coming back to the centre. So we're going to do that set once again. Start to roll to the inside arches, bending the knees, bringing the knees together, bottom and tummy tucked in again, just holding a couple of breaths. And then inhale, coming up and rolling to the outsides of the feet, bottom and tummy tucked in, just feeling that nice stretch. And then coming back to the centre, bringing the feet back so that they're nice and straight in the centre. And then rocking from side to side as we lift each heel, bending the knees. So this is just a nice stretch for the inside arch of the foot as we go from side to side. Back to centre, and then we're going to take the knees out to the side alternately, and again stretching into the foot, especially the arch of the foot, and then coming back to centre. And last of all, we're going to do a little bit of strengthening for the feet, and also got a little bit of a balance this one. So we're going to breathe in, coming up onto the balls of the feet, just hold it if you can, and then coming down, relax. Breathing in again, coming up onto the balls of the feet, hold. Exhale, relax. And one more, breathing in, up onto the balls of the feet, stretching. Exhale, relax. And then walk the feet in so the knees come together. Bend your knees, make sure you keep your back straight, hands just above the knees, and gently rotating into knees and ankles. So this one just loosening up the knees, rotating in the other direction, coming back to centre, gently move forwards and backwards a few times, and then bend the knees, gently move side to side a few times, and back to centre. Press the knees back and uncurl the spine as we gradually come up. Let the shoulders relax, stepping the feet a little apart, and we'll do that loose swing once again that we started with, just letting go, relaxing everything. And then coming back and to the centre. So we've done a little loosening set, working through the body, so we've prepared the body to do a little bit stronger work, and we're going to now do a sequence of movements or yoga asana. This sequence has been put together and it consists mainly of sideways movements. So we're going to be moving and working on just releasing the waist area and opening up the chest. It's going to also strengthen the core a little bit as well. So I'm going to be showing you both a gentler and a slightly stronger movements as we progress through. And these movements, you just adapt them or modify them if you have any kind of feeling that you're straining. I don't want to see that you come into anything like pain. So just ease back and stop and rest if you need to. So these side stretching movements, we're going to do a triangle posture, and then we're going to do a side angled or flank posture, and we're going to put them together with a little back arching position in between. So on your mat, we're going to take the feet about 1 metre apart and begin with your hands on your waist, turning your left foot to the left, and then turn your right foot in the same direction. So right foot turned to the left. Your heels should be in line, hips and shoulders facing forward, and that's the way we keep our body facing for the triangle position, which is the asana we're doing first. Your legs are going to be straight for the triangle. Breathe in deeply, raising your arms up to shoulder height. On your exhalation, start to stretch over towards the left and just relax your right arm to your right thigh. Now, if you're finding it's quite strong, ease back a little bit. If you want to work it more strongly, stretch further towards the left side. And then turning the left palm forward, bringing your left hand to rest on your left leg, just wherever it lands. We want to keep the upper body open. So don't collapse and try and get the hand to the floor. We want to keep the upper body open and the top shoulder pointing to the ceiling. Bring your right arm around the back of your waist. Grab a hold, open the chest a little bit more if you can. And then touching the right shoulder, breathing in, stretch your right arm toward the ceiling. Modify if you need to for shoulder issues. For the people who can, we're slowly looking up towards the top palm. If you find that's too strong for your neck, adjust your head so you can look forward or even down if you need to. And taking some deep breaths, So because we're doing a gentler class tonight, I just want you to hold these positions for about 3 deep breaths, no longer. And then, so that's just about done. So now we are going to engage the core, which means the belly and the left thigh. Breathing in, push up slowly, coming back to upright and palms facing down. Exhale and bend the left knee, slide the left foot forward. Coming down, now we're coming into a side angle posture, stretching through the right leg, sinking down a little more, taking deep breaths in and out. So now we're moving into the second position. Take a deep breath in. On your exhalation, moving over your left side, you're just going to rest your left arm on the left thigh. Bring your right arm to rest on the right side of the body. Open the chest. Now, especially if you have lower back issues, please stay in this position. If you would like to work a bit more strongly on this side angled posture, we're bringing our left arm inside the knee, placing the hand on the floor next to the foot. If you decide that's too strong, just carefully come back up so you're resting your arm on your thigh. And then touching the right shoulder, breathing in, stretching the right arm out. And then exhale as we take the right arm over the ear and looking toward the ceiling under the arm. Breathe deeply as you hold. Anybody with shoulder issues, remember you can modify your arm. You can even leave it on your side if you need to. And also for neck issues, modify your head so that your neck feels comfortable. Right, now, this one we need to engage the core again, so belly and left thigh. Inhale, push up slowly, coming back to centre. Exhale, sink down a little more. Bring your right hand to your right thigh. Turn to your left. Breathing in, raising your left arm and taking it up and over your ear. Looking up if you can. So this has got a little arching movement. It's a lovely stretch for that left rib cage area. Taking some deep, slow breaths. And breathing in, coming up slowly back into this first position, sinking down a little more. Final position, we're going to do a slightly more extended triangle movement. So we're straightening the left leg. Take a deep breath in. On your exhalation, moving slowly over the left leg, bringing your hand to the leg, and the right arm is coming up vertically again. Slide the bottom hand down if you want to go a little deeper into the posture. And slowly looking to top palm or looking where your neck is comfortable. Keep the chest open though. Try not to collapse the front of the body. Focus on your breathing. Deep, slow breaths. Maintaining the position. Now engaging the core again. So breathing in. Come up slowly. Make sure that belly is nice and strong. On your exhalation, lower the arms to the side, turning left toes in and walking heel toe, heel toe, heel toe, back all the way. Have a little shake of your legs. And just feel the areas of your body that you've worked. Fairly good one for strengthening the core. So let's just do a little bottom rotation just to release that whole area and then reverse the direction. Make some fists and give your lower back a little bit of a massage with your fists. Gentle massage all over and give it a good rub. And then roll your shoulders Lots of shoulder work as well, so just to release them, rolling and reverse the direction and relaxing back and down. So of course we have to now do that sequence on the other side so that we are balancing the body. So we're going to come up a little bit closer to the left side of the mat, stepping feet about 1 metre apart again, hands on the waist. Turn your right foot to the right, angle the left foot the same way. Check your heels are in line, your hips, your shoulders face forward. We're going to be doing the basic triangle posture, or asana, first. Breathing in, raising your arms to shoulder height. On your exhalation, start to move towards the right side and just relaxing the left arm to the left side of the body. So remember, ease off if it's quite strong for you, or stretch out toward the right if you want to work a little more deeply. Turning the right palm to face forward. Lower the right hand, palm facing forward onto the right leg. Remember, keeping upper body nice and open. Take the left arm around the back of your waist and lift up that left shoulder a bit more. Touch the left shoulder, inhale, stretch the left arm vertically if you can. Slowly look to the top palm, taking deep breaths in and out. Modify your head position if you feel your neck is uncomfortable. We never want to strain the neck when we're doing our yoga asana. Keep focusing on your breathing, deep, slow inhales and exhales. Engaging the core again, so belly and right thigh. Breathing in, push up slowly. Arms out, palms facing down. Exhale and bend the right knee. Slide the right foot forward, coming down into a right angle position with this right leg, stretching the left leg out. Sinking down, deep breaths. So this is a great strengthening one for especially this right thigh. Good stretch for the left leg as well. Second position, take a deep breath in. On your exhalation, moving over the right side, so you're just going to rest your right arm on the right thigh, left arm to the left side of the body, open the chest. Now for those who want to work more deeply, otherwise you just stay as you are. If we're working more advanced, we're bringing the right hand to the floor on the inside of the right knee. Touch the left shoulder. Inhale, stretch your left arm up. And then exhale as we're taking the left arm over the ear, looking toward the ceiling under the arm. Modify your arm for shoulder issues. Modify your head for neck issues. Deep breaths in and out. Good. Now engaging the right thigh and belly. Push up slowly, coming back to center. Exhale, sinking down a little bit more. Bring your left hand to the left leg. Turn to face the right. Breathing in as we raise the right arm towards the right ear, arching back a little, looking toward the ceiling. Make sure we're back in that right angle posture for the right leg. Deep breath. So this is this sort of crescent moon type posture where we get this lovely open stretch into the right rib cage. And then breathing in, coming up slowly back to center, palms facing down. Straighten the right leg. On your exhalation, moving over the right side, so back into triangle posture, placing right hand to right leg, bringing the left arm up to vertical, open the chest, and if you want to work more deeply, slide that right hand down. Slowly look up to the top palm, or adjust your head if your neck is uncomfortable, and continue with deep, slow breaths. Remember trying to maintain the posture for 3 deep breaths if we can. Right, now engaging the core again, so belly and right thigh. Breathing in, push up slowly, coming back to centre. On your exhalation, bring the arms slowly down, turning the right toes in towards each other, and then walking the feet, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, back together. Have a little shake of the legs, just to release any residual tension there. And then hands on the waist, so lovely bottom rotations again. Always good to release the hips after a strong stretch, and also the lower back. Reverse the direction. Coming back to centre, make some fists. Give the lower back a little bit of a massage again. And then alternately roll the shoulders. And again, just loosening them up. And then reverse. Come back to centre, and then coming into mountain posture. We're going to just finish off our standing work with a neck stretch, because we've done a fair amount of incidental movements for the neck, and so we're going to just release that whole neck area. So turning your right palm to face out. Breathing deeply, bringing your right arm up and folding it over your head. Clasp your left ear, pressing your head firmly towards the right side. So we've got this lovely stretch down through the left side of the neck. Holding that pressure, we're going to bring the left arm up, stretching it out, rotating the left arm all the way so the palm faces up, just holding that stretch there for a breath in and out. And then rotating the arm all the way the other way. Hold for breath in and out. And then bring the hand back to centre, lower your arm. Release your head and raise your head up slowly as you stretch up the right arm. On your exhalation, bring your right arm down, relax that side. Turn the left palm outwards. Deep breath in, raise the left arm, folding over, clasp your ear, pressing your head firmly to the left this time. So now we get this stretch down through that right side. Bring the right arm out, stretching to the fingertips, and then rotating the arm all the way as far as you can so the palm faces up. Hold for a breath in and out. And then rotating the arm all the way as far as you can the other way. And hold for a breath in and out. And then rotate back to centre, lower the arm down, release, bring your head slowly up, stretch the arm, exhale, bring it down slowly, shoulder shrugging again. And then bring the shoulders towards your ears and very slowly rotating your head. Just one full circle, and then reverse and one full circle in the other direction. Coming back to centre, relax the shoulders back and down. Now we are going to move down to sit on the mat, and this is where it will be a good idea to have your cushion handy just in case you need to use it as a little bit of a prop. So have that handy beside you, and We're going to bring the palms together. Now this one that we're doing is a little posture to get down onto the mat. It's a very strengthening one for your legs, for your ankles, your knees. But if you do have any knee or ankle problems, it's probably a little bit strong for some people. So I would advise just sit yourself down the way that gets you comfortably onto the mat. Otherwise, if you are okay with your knees and ankles, no problems. It's also got a little bit of a balance, this one too. So bringing palms together, crossing the right leg over the left. Take a deep breath in. On your exhalation, start to bend the knees, gently easing yourself down, coming down as slowly as you can. Either the knee or the bottom come to the floor. Really stretch your legs out and getting ready for doing our sitting sequence of movements. Back again. So now we're going to do our seated sequence of movements. So I'd just like to stretch your legs out first and lean back gently and flopping the knees and feet in and out. So we're just going to loosen the legs a little bit first. Bring your feet together and rocking slowly from side to side, lifting the bottom. A little bit of a stretch to the lower back area. Come back to centre, bend your knees, feet are about hip width apart. Take a deep breath in. On your exhalation, take your knees gently to the right and head a little to the left. Breathing in, coming up slowly, and then exhale, taking knees to the left, head to the right. Inhale, coming back to centre. On your exhalation, knees to the right, head to the left. Inhale, back to centre, and then exhale, knees to left, head to the right. And then inhale, come back to centre, and coming up to sit back with the back nice and straight. Give the legs a little bit of a shake out, bending the knees, pat the inner thighs, back of the legs, and a little massage around the knee area. A little massage also around the outer thigh, hip, and into the lower back area. So for our seated sequence of movements tonight, we're going to do what's called the pose of relaxation sequence. And these movements are mainly stretching movements. We are going to be particularly focusing on stretching around the outer thigh. So they're quite recommended for sciatica or for giving that nice little stretch around to the outer thigh, which we don't get a lot. We're also going to be doing the spinal movements, and we're going to be getting some good spinal twists and side stretches, and I'll integrate the sequence of movements with a little bit of a back arch or opening up position as well. Now, some of you, this is where we may need our cushion, so have it handy, and I'll just show you if you need to use it to pad somewhere as a little bit of a support. So we're going to open the legs just a little bit, and I'm going to start by bending your left knee and tucking the left heel into the groin if you can. If you do have knee problems and you find bending your knees an issue, then just keep the both legs straight and a little stretched out. You can do the sequence in that way and still get the spinal stretches as well. From here, we're going to lean over the left side and carefully bend the right leg back and come and sit back up in the centre. So the right foot, if you're able to flatten the top of the foot to the floor, that's a good stretch for the foot. But some people have to actually have their foot to the side, so that is also an okay position. If you get a bit crampy here, because this is where we're working into this outer thigh, lean over, stretch out the leg, and then come back up and see if you can come back into position. Usually that'll release cramping as well. Sometimes a cushion is required if you're sort of collapsing a little bit one way or the other. So maybe the cushion under this side of the buttock if you need to, or just play around with keeping yourself as upright and centered as you can. So the first part of the sequence is a forward bend. All of these movements, by the way, are good for ladies who are pregnancy, except for the first position we're doing. We just got to be careful we're not compressing the abdominal area. So you may not be going too far if you're pregnant. So for other people, the massage into the abdominal area is actually a good thing. So we're going to turn to your left, bringing your hands onto your left knee. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, bring the hands to the floor, sliding them away and gradually lowering the upper body down onto the thigh, or for pregnant ladies you probably won't be going as far. And just extending arms if you can. Try and keep your neck in line with your spine. And then we're just holding that stretch, so it's lovely spinal stretch. And we're also working into the back of the left thigh as well. Just breathing deeply. It's good massage to the chest as well, working on massaging the heart and the lungs too. And then on your inhalation, sliding the hands up gradually, coming back to centre, and we can face forward again. So that is the first position, forward stretch. So we're now going to do a side stretching movement. Place your right hand on your left knee, turning the left palm to face outwards. Breathe in deeply, raising the left arm, so bringing it up to your ear. On your exhalation, moving over the right side, so into the side stretch, looking toward the ceiling under the left arm, taking some deep breaths. Ease off it if it's a little bit strong, so you don't have to go into it very deeply. If you want to work it more, pressing down a little more deeply. And it's another one of these ones where we get this lovely stretch to the rib cage area. So you're focused on deep breaths. Again, as we did with the standing ones, we're going to just maintain the position for about 3 deep breaths. And then breathing in, come up slowly to centre. Exhale as we bring the left arm down. Then we're going to swap the arms over. So left hand is coming and you're just tucking your left fingers in between the calf and the thigh and sitting up nice and tall. So now we're going to be doing a spinal twist. This is the first of the spinal twists. Try and make sure that you're nice and straight and centered. And then bringing your right arm forward, turn the right palm out, deep breath in as you take your right arm slowly to the right. Watch your fingers, and we slowly take the right arm back, and then bring your right hand to the floor, press up through the spine, and you're just gently looking towards the right. Try and keep both sit bones evenly on the floor. For those who want to work a little bit more, we're taking the right arm around the back of the waist, grab around as far as you can. Once again, just a couple more deep breaths in and out. So it's a lovely spinal twist, and we're working the shoulders as well, particularly the right shoulder. And then release, bringing the right arm to shoulder height. As you exhale, slowly return the arm, coming back around to face forward. Just releasing the arms first, so I have a little bit of a release of our shoulder, shrugging and alternately rolling, and reverse. And then we're going to do the spinal twist the other way. I'm just going to move a little bit this way because I've run out of space there. Centering. Now, for this one, we can do a half lotus position if we want. If you've got any knee issues, I'd be just leaving your foot on the floor. For the people who are quite flexible in their knees, if you have a go at lifting up the left foot, placing it on top of the left thigh, see if it's comfortable. If it's not, you bring the foot down onto the floor and just work with that foot placed on the floor. Bringing your right hand to the left knee, pressing it down, and then stretching left arm forward. Turn the left palm out. Breathe in deeply, slowly going to the left this time. So left arm taking it around slowly, looking at your fingers, taking the arm back as far as it goes. Bring left hand to the floor, press up through the spine, looking softly to the left, that's the way. And then for a little bit deeper movement, taking the left arm round the back of the waist as far as you can. If you've actually got your toes there, you can have a little go at grabbing those big toes and looking gently towards the left side with some deep breaths in and out. And just keep the neck soft, chin parallel to the ground. And then release the left arm, bringing it back to shoulder height. And then exhale slowly, coming back around to the front, all the way, bringing your arms down. If you're in the half lotus, you're going to bring your foot to the floor first, and then lean over towards the left. Stretch out the right leg, come back to the centre, bringing the legs out in front, and have a good shake, and just feel where we've done all that work. So this is really working on stretching, mobilising, loosening up the joints of the legs, particularly around the knees and the hip joint. So on this side, so your right side for you, just give it a little massage around the knees. And also the feet are going to get a good stretch with this one too. So have a little bit of a massage around the foot and the ankle. And then just to release the lower back a little bit too, bend your knees, having the feet about hip width apart. Pull the buttocks outwards. Grab down around the ankles. Breathing in, lift up through the spine. On your exhalation, we go pull on those legs, bringing the chest in between the legs, holding that for a couple of breaths. Just try and relax the shoulders and keeping the neck nice and straight. And release. Coming back, just again, stretch out the legs. So what we've done is we've done all the spinal movements. We've done 2 twists, we've done a forward stretch, and we've done a side stretch. We haven't done an opening up or a little bit of a back arching position, which is what we're going to do in the next position before we do the other side, because of course we do have to do the other side to balance the body. So we're going to do the tabletop posture, which is quite a basic posture for most people are able to at least do to some level of it. So I'm going to be sideways on the mat, feet a little apart and the knees are bent, hands are on the floor behind you. When you're doing this, I'm going to be sort of looking to the camera a little bit, but it's usually better to face forward so that we're not actually straining our neck at all. So we're going to breathe in, lift up the bottom, and then if you can, see if you can bring your thighs to parallel to the ground or as close as you can get. Chin tucked toward the chest if you can. Tighten the buttocks, and then if it's comfortable for you, we're just doing a little bit of a rock forwards and backwards, keeping those buttocks up as much as we can. And then coming back to centre and slowly bringing the bottom down onto the floor, and then gently turning around, releasing the legs again. So have a little shake, give your wrist a little release, squeeze in and out and wiggle the fingers. And then we're going to do that pose of relaxation sequence of movements on the other side. So again, just have your cushion handy in case you need to prop yourself up with anywhere that may be feeling a little bit uncomfortable. Open the legs slightly, so We are this time instead, or we're going to be actually reversing. So we're going to get you to bend your right leg first and tuck the heel into the groin if you can. Lean towards the right side and then carefully bending the left leg, coming back up and sitting up. So remember again, we're trying to stay centered. Try and keep those sit bones both on the floor if you can. If you get uncomfortable in this area, because working on this stretch here into the outer thigh, just lean over the right side, stretch the leg out, and then come back and sitting up. Sometimes we need to do that throughout just to release any tension there. Pad yourself if you need it. So quite often it'll be this side, padding underneath that right buttock if you need it. If you don't need it, then don't worry about it. So we're going to start with the forward bending movement, placing the hands on the right knee first, facing over that right thigh. So we take a deep breath in. On your exhalations, bringing your hands to the floor, slide them away as we lower the upper body gradually to the thigh. Remember, if you're pregnant, don't press or compress the abdominal area. Bringing your neck into line with your spine, extending the arms if you can, and taking some deep breaths there. If you're finding this is a strong one for shoulders, there is an alternative. You can bend your arms, place one fist on the other, rest your forehead on the top fist. That can help to release shoulders if they're a little uncomfortable in their stretch. And then inhale, sliding the hands up, uncurl gradually, coming up and sitting back, facing forward again. And then we're going to do the side stretch movement. Bringing your left hand to right knee, turn the right palm to face outwards. Breathing in, raising the right arm, so bringing it up level with the ear. On your exhalation, pressing back towards the left shoulder, looking toward the ceiling. Just remember to adjust your head. If your neck is uncomfortable, you can look forward or down. And we want to get that nice stretch up through that right rib cage area. So another couple of deep breaths if you can. And then breathing in, coming back to centre. On your exhalation, bringing the right arm down and then swapping over. So we're bringing the right hand, fingers in between the thigh and the calf, sitting up nice and centred, and then stretching the left arm forward, palm facing out. So this is the first of the spinal twists. Breathing in as we go to the left. So slowly taking the left arm around, watch your fingers, taking the left arm back as far as it'll go. Place the left hand to the floor, press up through the spine, softly looking toward the left. Remember, keeping chin parallel to the ground. And then if you are feeling comfortable enough, taking the left arm further around the back of the waist, grab a hold of the waist. If you can get your hand to catch the right thigh, you might have that long arm, then you can do that. And just again, a couple of deep breaths, looking towards the left. And release, bringing the left arm to shoulder height. Exhale as we return slowly, coming back around to the front. Bring your arms down first. Once again, just release the shoulders, roll them the other way. And then we're going to finish the sequence by going this way in the spinal twist. Now again, we'll have a go at the half lotus for those who want to. Remember, if you have any knee issues, just keep your foot as it is on the floor. Don't worry about the half lotus. It's just for those people who want to extend themselves a little bit more if you've got flexible knees. So we're going to lift up the right foot, bringing it up onto the right thigh. And if that's comfortable, if it's going to stay there, then we'll do it from there. Otherwise, the foot comes back down onto the floor. bring your left hand, placing it on that right knee, press it down, stretch out the right arm, palm facing out. Inhale, taking right up to the right. So watching your fingers going back as far as you can. Bring the right hand down, pressing down, looking toward the right. Just check on your neck, make sure you're not straining the neck at all. And then taking right arm round the back of the waist. Again, if you're in a half lotus, if you've got a big toe that's quite close, you can have a go at touching or grabbing that toe. And again, looking towards the right. Couple of deep breaths in and out. Keeping the neck soft, chin parallel to the ground. And release the right arm, bring it back to shoulder height. Exhale, returning slowly, coming back with your arm and upper body. And then release both arms. If you're in the half lotus, lower that foot first. Lean over the right side and stretch out the left leg. Coming back to sit on the bottom and then gently stretch the right leg out. Once again, release the legs. So now you can feel all those joints. So we've really loosened up those knee joints. A little bit around the ankles, the top of the foot. A little bit of massage into those outer thighs. And up around into the lower back area as well. And then just relax back and flop the knees and feet in and out. And then bringing your feet together. So do a little gentle rocking from side to side and back to centre. And then we're going to do that tabletop position again. We'll take it a little bit further for anybody that wants to. And this one is a bit of a counter pose so that we just open up, especially around the front of the body. So the knees are bent, feet hip width apart. We're just leaning back with the hands on the floor. Breathing in, lifting the bottom and tighten the buttocks and chin tucked towards the chest if you can. Now, that's enough for you, then just come down if you need to at any stage. Otherwise, I'm going to get you to bring your left foot up, placing it on the right knee. Press the left knee down towards the floor, lifting the right buttock and just holding it there for a breath in and out. And then bringing left foot back to the floor, coming to centre. And then bringing the right foot up, placing it just above the left knee, and then bringing that right knee down and keeping the buttocks up. Deep breaths. And then bringing foot back, coming back to centre. So that's really helping to stretch out the hip the other way, and then a little bit of a rock forwards and backwards for those who want to finish off. And then lower the bottom gently to the floor and releasing, coming back around to the front. So a little shake of the legs. And then coming and sitting in whatever is your most comfortable sitting position. So perhaps it is a cross-legged position, or you might prefer sitting on your heels in diamond posture, or you may sit with your legs stretched out. I just want to do a little bit of releasing to finish off our seated work tonight. So we're going to start with just a little shoulder releasing, shrugging again up and down, and then alternately rolling the shoulders and rotate them the other way. Relax the shoulders back and down. Chin parallel to the ground. We're going to do a little neck tilting position. So your right hand making a little cup, placing it under the chin. Your left hand goes on top of your head, pressing the chin up as we press the head down until you get into a nice firm head tilt. Just holding that for a couple of breaths in and out. bringing your head slowly back to the centre, swapping over. So you're making a cup of the left hand under the chin, right hand on the top of the head, press the chin up, pressing the head down till you get to your maximum, holding that position for a couple of breaths, in and out. Breathing in, coming back to the centre, release, bring your shoulders up, right up towards your ears. Once again, we're just doing a slow circle of the head, placing the neck, and then reverse, slow circle in the other direction. Come back to centre, bring your head up, relax the shoulders, back and down, and then we're just going to finish with a release for our wrists. So just make sure nice and straight, clasp your hands, and then slowly drawing that infinity symbol or sideways figure of 8, keeping the arms as still as we can, so you can see that it's just the wrist as much as possible doing that stretching, and then reverse, doing that sideways figure of 8 the other way, then reverse it again, speeding it up, so doing speedy version, and reverse, and speedy version the other way, and release, shake out the hands, squeeze in and out, and then gently release and stretch your legs out. Alright, so we are going to be doing the lying down part of the class next. The lying down part of the class, you're going to be needing that bolster or other support, such as the mat or a couple of rolled up towels. So get those ready, and if you would like to take a little bit of a break to have a little bit of water, you might want to do that at this stage, and then come back for the restorative part of the class, which will be using the bolster, and then we will also be doing a brief little relaxation, mindfulness meditation to conclude this little Hatha yoga relaxing class. So we're back to do the restorative lying down sequence of movements. So this is the sequence of movements. You're going to need your bolster and placing it in the middle of the mat as I've placed it here. So you've got sort of equal parts of the mat in front and behind. It's also a good idea to have a little cushion that you can place under your head. Usually that will create a bit more comfort for your neck. And then the way that we come into the bolster sequence is we're going to actually sit on the front part of the bolster. So the bottom is on this front part of the bolster. And then gradually, carefully lie back, bringing your forearms onto the floor, tucking the tailbone forward and under. And we want the bolster to support just around about the waist area, and then slowly bringing upper body down and just adjusting that cushion underneath your head so it's supporting you in the best position. So this is a restorative sequence, so it's a really good one for just relaxing it. We're going to be reversing gravity and resting the heart and the circulatory system. It's a really good one for resting tired legs as well. But we're also going to be getting just a little bit of a back arch. So this is a nice one if you don't want to do a strong back bending yoga posture. It's just a way to get that gentle arch. And if you have quite a large bolster, it will give you a little bit more of a back arch. If you have a smaller cylinder, say for instance a yoga mat, you won't get quite as higher back arch. So it's really up to you as to what you feel is most comfortable. So from here, the first position we're going to do is just to stretch the legs out, keeping the legs about hip width apart and just allowing that lovely little gentle back arch to happen. And then we take a deep breath in, bringing the arms up over the head, just relaxing the shoulders as much as you can, keeping your chin tucked towards your chest. It's a nice one for opening up the chest, and just relax with some deep, slow breaths. Try and keep the knees in alignment, so we don't want the knees to flop out for this one. This is one where the knees should be centered. And you can close your eyes, just relax, taking some deep, slow breaths in and out. And on your exhalation, bringing your arms slowly down beside you, and then bending your knees, bringing the feet onto the floor. We'll just have a little bit of a rest there before we do the next movement. So we're going to stretch the right leg out and bring the left knee up towards the chest. Clasp your hands around the knee, or you can go underneath the knee, whichever is more comfortable. And then on your exhalation, drawing the thigh in toward the rib cage. Try and keep the right heel in contact with the floor, and we're just holding that. So this is a good hip releasing movement. And again, it's just a nice little bit back arch as well. And then release, and bringing the leg down slowly onto the floor. And then bending the right knee, lifting up on your exhalation, squeeze the right knee in towards the rib cage and hold. Try and keep the left heel on the floor. And again, just breathing in and out. Of course, if you're pregnant, you're not squeezing down firmly on the belly. We want to just keep it a little away from the belly. Also, if you are in the early stages of pregnancy, this can be a really good restorative sequence. But if you're into any more advanced than the first trimester, it's probably better not to do too much lying down on your back. So I would suggest probably not doing this full sequence. And then release and stretching the leg out down onto the floor. Just relax for a moment. Just allow the shoulders to relax down. And then bending your knees and placing the feet on the floor. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do the reversing of gravity for the legs. So it's a good idea to just hold around both sides of the mat as you're doing this one. And we're going to lift up the feet and draw the knees in towards the chest, pressing the lower back into the mat, and you pull that bolster in towards the lower back. And then stretching the legs up. And then just allow the legs to come over towards your head as much as you can. You just keep pulling that bolster in to support the lower back. And just holding that position for a couple of breaths in and out. So this is just, again, it's a lovely stretch to the back of the legs as well. And reversing gravity. And then from here, we're going to do a little bit of a leg split position. So you're going to keep your right leg where it is and take your left leg slowly down, bringing the foot towards the floor. So we're stretching this top leg, and if you can, you're getting the other leg or the other foot, to touch the floor. So it's a good hamstring and calf stretch. Just keep breathing. That's the way. Good. And then bringing the left leg back up. So coming back once again, just letting the legs hang over towards the head. And then bringing the right leg down, keeping the left leg where it is. See if you can get that heel to come onto the floor. The leg, right leg doesn't have to be straight. It's probably if you can actually get the foot on the floor, it's good. But we're trying to keep the other leg straight if we can. Keep breathing. Good. And bringing the right leg back up once again, hanging the legs over the head. And now from here we're going to take the legs out to the side slowly. So just taking them out as wide as you can and holding that position. Keep holding the bolster as well. And exhale, coming back into the centre. Just again letting the legs hang down over the head. Once again, open the legs, breathing in, slowly taking the legs out as wide as you can. And hold. If you want to, you can grab your toes or you can grab down on the legs, wherever you can grab, wherever, maybe down around the knees for some people, or you can keep your hands on the bolster. And on your exhalation, bringing the legs back to centre. Once again, let them hang down, relax the shoulders. So now we're going to do a reclining star movement. So bending the knees, open the knees a little bit, bring your arms inside the knees, bringing the soles of the feet together. Press the knees out to the side, pulling the heels in towards you, and you've still got your bottom and your the lower part of the back resting on the bolster, and just holding that for a couple of deep breaths. And then bringing the knees in gradually together. Once again, stretch the legs up and over the head. One more time. Just relax, holding the stretch to the legs. And then bending the knees and bringing the feet down onto the floor. Once again, just have a little rest. And now we're going to get rid of the bolster and just do a little bit of lower back releasing. So in order to do that, we've got to lift up the bottom a little bit and just push the bolster out and place it away to the side somewhere so that it's out of your way. If you're happy to keep that cushion under your head, you can keep it under your head. Lift and tuck the tailbone under, and then lift up your knees and drawing your arms around the top of the knees, or you can clasp under the knees if that works better, and just squeezing down, holding that position. And then place the hands on the knees and gently rotating the knees around, slowly massaging into the lower back area, and then reverse and massaging in the other direction. And then coming back to the centre and release, stretch your legs down onto the floor, coming into the corpse posture Savasana. Now again, for those people who have any lower back problems, a bolster can also be used for Savasana as well. So the way you would use the bolster is to place it under your knees and just relax your knees, back of the knees onto the bolster, and come into Savasana like this, just with the arms to the side on the floor, palms facing up and your fingers lightly curled. If you don't need a bolster, then you are just with the legs stretched out and the feet flopping out. So just coming into that comfortable position, and then we're going to do our little relaxation. If you feel you'd like to just switch your lights off, you can just stop the video for a few moments while you switch your lights out, and also if you want to actually cover yourself. So now, closing your eyes softly and starting to draw your focus inwards, letting go of the background distractions, letting go of the room, any sounds in the room, any sounds outside of the room, and bringing your attention inwards to your own physical body. So we're going to start the practice with a very brief body scan. Keep your eyes closed for the duration of our little relaxation session. Bring your attention to your legs, from your toes to your hips. Feel your toes, your feet and your legs comfortable and heavy. Notice if there is any discomfort or misalignment, and adjust if you need to, so that you create the most comfort for your legs. And then move your attention to your lower back, checking your lower back is comfortable. Tuck your tailbone forward and under a little bit. Make sure that the bolster is supporting your knees if you're using that to help with lower back comfort. Move your attention through your back and allow the muscles of your back to release, feeling your back sinking deeply into the floor and your shoulders relaxing heavily back and down. Becoming aware of your arms, resting them on the floor beside you, with your palms facing upwards, the fingers lightly curled. You may wish to lightly touch your thumb and index finger to create a circle, the chin mudra, or the circle of energy, and then moving your attention to your neck area. Roll your head slowly and gently from side to side to release your neck. And then bring your head to centre, chin tucked slightly towards your chest. Make sure if you do have a cushion under your head that it is in the most comfortable position. Your lips just touching or slightly apart, tongue resting at the back of your upper teeth, eyes softly closed, keeping them closed for the duration of the session. Become aware now of all of the contact points of your body with the floor, with the bolster, with the cushion, with any other supports, and just really focus on sinking heavily down into the supports. Focus on letting go of tension, releasing and relaxing every muscle of your body, from your feet all the way up to the top of your head, feeling heavy, comfortable and relaxed. Now gently release your connection or attachment to your body. Allow your body to fade off into the background and move your attention to your breathing. And we're going to finish off tonight with a brief mindfulness practice using the breath as our point of focus. So for this practice, try to keep your attention on observing your breathing, I'm not going to be asking you to change or adjust your breathing. You are just mindfully witnessing and observing the breath. Begin by noticing the movement, rhythm, and flow of your natural breath. Feel and become aware of the parts of your body that move as you inhale and as you exhale. Remember, you don't need to change or adjust your breathing. Just keep it natural, but keeping attention on the breath. Begin to notice the breath rhythm. Notice the wave-like motion of the breath flowing up as you inhale, flowing down as you exhale. Notice if your breath rhythm is regular and smooth. Or perhaps it's not, perhaps it's a little bit jerky. Don't worry, just allow the breath to happen in whatever rhythm is natural for you. Notice now if your mouth is open or closed. You don't have to change this, just be aware if you've opened your mouth or if your mouth is closed. Now moving your awareness up to your nose, and we're going to mindfully observe the breath flowing in and out of our nostrils. Start to notice the sensation of the breath flowing in and out of your nose. Notice if you feel any sensation of blockage to either one or other, or even both of your nostrils. You may feel that your nose is flowing beautifully freely and there is no detection of any blockage. Remember, you're just mindfully observing. It's not necessary to change or adjust anything. Start to notice the coolness and the warmth of the breath. When you inhale, notice that the breath flowing in through your nostrils is slightly cooler than the breath flowing out from your nostrils as you exhale. Take a few moments to observe this phenomenon. The breath flowing in feels slightly cooler, passing through your nostrils, in comparison to the breath flowing out from your nostrils, feeling a little bit warmer on the exhalation. Notice the sensation of the breath on the internal nasal passages. Notice the sensation of the breath at the very tip of your nose. Perhaps you can feel that coolness and warmth at the tip of your nose. Notice if there is any movement of your nostrils. Perhaps there is a slight flaring or squeezing of the nostrils as you inhale and as you exhale. There may not be, but sometimes there may be. So just take a moment to observe any movement of your nostrils. Now become aware of any other qualities or aspects of your natural breath. And they may be qualities or aspects that I've already drawn your attention to in some way, or you may have some other observation to make of your breath. So just keeping your mental focus on the breath for a few more moments. Now gently release your focus on your breathing and start to bring your awareness back to the room in which you are lying. Keep your eyes closed for a little bit longer, becoming aware again of the sounds around you, becoming aware once again of your physical body lying on the floor, noticing the position of your body. Take your attention down to your toes. Begin to wiggle your toes. Give them a little squeeze and then gently circle your ankles. Give your legs a little bit of a shake. Raise your both hands up and gently rotate your wrists. And then give your hands a little bit of a shake. Take a slow deep breath in, raising your arms up, and have a lovely stretch out and yawn if you want to. And as you exhale, bring your arms down and relax them again. Gently roll your head from side to side and back to center. And then begin to bend your knees. Lift them up towards your chest and do a few little gentle rolls from side to side to release your lower back area. Once you've released your lower back, then gently roll over to your side and slowly ease yourself up into a seated position that is comfortable for you. And then when you're ready, slowly open your eyes and namaste, everybody. And thank you very much. This concludes the gentle Hatha yoga class. I hope you enjoyed this class. If you feel that you would like to try a stronger Hatha yoga class out, I also will have a stronger yoga class posted on my YouTube channel, JD Healing Vibes, or otherwise continue to practice the movements in this class. Thank you, and I hope to see you again soon. Namaste.